Alright, hello, and welcome to Season 6, Episode 13, Blaze of Color. Now, one thing, okay, the mouse was immediately being bad at the start for me. One thing this painting doesn't really show is that apparently it starts with a black canvas, so that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna be out here doing. Feels good. And we all know that if it starts with a black canvas, it's usually gonna be a banger. However, this one's kind of awkward at the very beginning. Oh shit, connecting to chat? Let's go. Welcome to the chat room. One thing about this one, because he has like the black canvas, right? Let's do that, shall we? I'm trying to like hook my mouse cable on like the analog stick of my GameCube controller as a way to like keep it in place. But the first color Bob paints with, he uses white and it makes that like pink tone in the middle. And I'm like, all right, the first color he's painting, I don't have. So that's a good start. I like this one though. This is a hype painting. How was your weekend, Mr. Justin? Was it Pog? Also, guess for those who, well, I literally didn't even say anything, but I was gonna stream Friday originally last week, and then our internet was just like fucked for like for a good chunk of Friday. It was just like going down constantly. And so then I just never ended up streaming because internet moment. It was one of those moments where like I woke up, our internet just wasn't functional, and then I tried like restarting the router, like via like the router website page. I tried unplugging the router physically. I tried power cycling the modem end router, and it was just like, okay, this is just something on my ISP's end because I've done everything that I can do realistically. I tried calling my ISP also at one point to see if they had like any kind of outage or anything. And when I called, I was just like on hold. They were like, all of our representatives are busy right now. Please stay on the line. Blah 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 blah. And I think I like waited for like 15-ish minutes, and then I was like, whatever. I'm not gonna bother doing this. But then I ended up cleaning a little bit, and then we went for a walk later. And then by the time we got back, I think like internet was working, which was good. But it was like, damn. That day, I was like ready to stream at like noon. I was ready, and life was like, no, you're not. I'm like, oh, okay. I guess I'm not ready. One of those days. Unfortunately. The good news is I used the caulking gun for the first time. Because in the bathtub down here, because down here in the bathroom, we have a honestly pretty sizable like standalone bathtub that I'll use every now and then because it's a good vibe. And I don't think any water ever got down there or anything, but I guess like where like the tub meets like the wall next to it, like there was like some caulking, like some sealant that was there, but it was kind of like it would sometimes lift up on the bottom. So it wasn't like sealed fully. And so then I sealed that myself. I tried removing the old sealant that was there, and it just like I could not get it off, so I was like, fuck it. Just put more on top of it. Fuck it. I definitely didn't do the cleanest job. I'm pretty sure there's like actual like tools you're supposed to use for doing that sort of stuff. and I don't think we have any of those sorts of tools, so I was just like, all right, I'll just hopefully get it sealed and not worry about it too much. Okay. So where like this like yellow like kind of grassy plane needs to start, or like meet the sky, the horizon line, if you may, needs to be like about like at like the top third. So let's go in with some orange just to get like a marker down. Something like around there-ish. We'll just do that. And this kind of like goes like that. Just to have a little something to go off of. Historically, anytime there's been pink, I usually just substitute it for magenta because it's like the closest I have to a pink. Yeah, I don't usually end up like watching the Bob Ross video painting before I go live and do one. This one I watched like the first like minute of it. And this is one of those like magic moments in the painting where he has like colors laid down on the canvas prior. Like how it was a black canvas, then he said he went over it with the phthalo blue at the top and bottom and alizarin crimson across at the top here. And when he just painted with like white, it just magically makes like this pink tone appear. And then same with like the blue. It makes this like just blue tone just exist. And it's like, oh, okay. I don't know. Always crazy seeing that be a thing. Well, this is, even though it doesn't mean anything, this is the last episode of Season 6. Season 7, next week. Be there or don't be there. Be there or don't. The choice is yours. And do I get crazy and put just like a touch of red in here? Just to kind of like get a little crazy with it. And also something I've been doing recently is doing, because I was looking into getting like a warm eye mask, like compress thingy. But instead of doing that, I was like, you know, I could just use like a towel and just like get it warm and just lay that over my eyes. I don't know, because I've been like recently like randomly having this like sensation where it's like I don't even know how to describe it. It's like my eyes just like feel like weird. And like something I came across when I was just like looking it up online is like some people saying, oh, it's like that sensation might be because like these like oil glands in your eyes are like blocked or something like that. And it's not like, I guess, like allowing your eye to get like lubricated properly or something. So I guess it's like the warm eye mask can like potentially help that. And I think it's been doing something good. Because I was originally looking into like getting like, there was some on Amazon I saw that were like these like battery powered ones. I know Skittle was like, I don't know how I'd feel about using one of those on your eyes. I'm like, yeah, I don't know either. It seems like it'd be like a little sus. Putting something like that on your eyes. But there was one I was looking at on Amazon where the ad listing straight up says, like, it was like a little eye mask, and it had like a little like pocket that you took out this thing, and that was the thing you would like put in the microwave and heat it up. And it straight up said, like, don't put the entire thing in the microwave when you heat it up. Take out this thing and put that in the microwave. And there were definitely some like reviews that were like, this is terrible. The thing melted on me. The plastic strap melted off. And I'm like, damn, they literally like didn't look at the product page at all, where it like pretty clearly states, like, don't put the entire thing in. That's a good one, like, people giving something a bad review because it's like they are like just misinformed. Especially for something like that, where it's like, I don't know. Like, if you looked at the product page at all, like, it straight up says, like, pretty quickly, like, don't microwave the entire thing. You know, that's like, not that, but this, good old Korean chili pepper paste, aka gochujang. There was this like one, but I guess like traditionally gochujang has like, through the fermentation process, I guess it like has this like naturally occurring alcohol in it, but it's not like literally like, oh, they put vodka in it or something. But like, so like this one brand, which is actually the brand we have right now, and I like it a lot. It says in the ingredients like alcohol, and I remember like looking at like reviews on it online, and just some like review being like, 1 star, why does this have alcohol in it? And it's like, I guess that person literally saw that and just like didn't like look it up or anything, was just like, wow, this is a terrible product. I guess not even like concerned the fact like, is it possible that I messed up something, or like that it's not literally like vodka or something? I don't know. People online, as we all know, are very intelligent all around and don't have any flaws. You know, I'm just glad that working at McDonald's and Quiznos, I never had to hear the saying, the customer is always right. I don't know if that's like actually a saying that like any restaurants or businesses actually really think about and say, or if that's just something that like SpongeBob got ingrained into our heads growing up. But it's like, damn, the customer is most certainly not always right in very much almost all situations that I've experienced in my times there. It's like, damn. Your average McDonald's customer is dumb AF, probably. Sorry to anyone who's a McDonald's customer here. But maybe you're not the average McDonald's customer. Maybe you're just a McDonald's customer. The sky's looking pretty good though. It's kind of tragic that it's like a little squished, but we have to do what we have to do, right? Cause I don't. It's been a while since I've even like pointed this out in these Mario Paint videos, but something with the Mario Paint canvas compared to a typical Bob Ross canvas is that the Mario Paint canvas is shorter by a pretty decent bit. So you end up with this shorter canvas, which you, at least for me, in many paintings, I end up having to be like, okay, well, like, let's like cut this part off slightly because it's like not super imperative to have this in the painting. That's just what you have to do sometimes. I have good feelings about this one. As I said, any black canvas painting usually ends up being a good one. I think the reason that is, I think just because like the black, it leaves a good contrast. Like any colors you put down, like I feel like just like, you know, they contrast that really well. Because like the colors for your palette in Mario Paint, they are like pretty bright colors overall. So having that black, I think just leaves for good contrast possibilities. I think that's why. If I had to say why I think black canvases usually work good for Mario Paint. Even looking at like some like the early Mario Paint paintings I've done, I feel like I've even noticed with those, it's like, oh yeah, like even back then, when I feel like my average Mario Paint Bob Ross painting wasn't as good. I think I've definitely gotten like better with doing these. My first one, like the very first Mario Paint Monday, that one I don't think looks good at all. It's just kind of like a mess. I guess I really like, didn't know what I was doing. But I think it's definitely have gotten a lot better over time. Which is good. Definitely good vibes. But I think like with that one, I remember, I'm pretty sure like I just put down like every color basically. I was just using like too many colors. I think that was like a problem I had with it. Yeah, a sip of water. I accidentally swallowed decently. It sounded kind of loud there, so I hope that didn't go through. And I try not to have drinking noises go through the mic whenever possible. I don't know about y'all, but like just like the sounds of like people eating and drinking, I don't know why, they just bother me so much. I literally cannot explain why. It's just something that like instantly like triggers me if I hear it. Even like myself, like if I like hear myself doing it sometimes, it's like I get bothered by it. Like, is it like a frequency thing? I don't know, honestly. One of those like weird things where it's just like as soon as you hear it, it just like tilts you for some reason. I definitely need more. Definitely need some orange on this. Definitely need some orange. Yo, picklehead. A loopy picklehead, if you may. How are you today? Damn, 20 minutes in to this painting already. I've been noticing that lately. I feel like I've been spending a lot of time on like the sky, typically. But the sky is really something that can like bring the piece together. I don't know. Skies are just pretty. We love a good sky out here. Love a good sky. Yeah. Okay, let's go in. I want to just like lay out some guidelines for myself about like this is gonna come like all the way over, and then just whoop. Make that go back a little bit further, and then okay. Shake the hands out real quick. This one comes in like that. Something like that-ish for the lake. Just to get like a base down. I'm using a lot of this like 1 pixel brush. You know, I wonder like, do these brushes all have like specific names? Like special Mario Paint names? Like if you look at the Mario Paint manual or something? Like what do they call the Mario brush? Imagine that not just being called the Mario brush though. Yo, Vince. It's beautiful, but also looks like the final Bowser level in Mario 64. I think I can see what you mean. You know, this is a crazy thing that in the final Bowser level in Mario 64, I noticed one day that like the background, the skybox if you may, I swear to God, you can see like what looks like lips just all throughout it. It's such a weird connection, but I'm like, wait, that's like, it totally looks like lips to me. Are you in, I also said in Canada, you've been in Canada the whole time. Or are we at Nova Scotia still, or are we in Ontario again, or what's the vibe? You're at the airport about to board your flight in 10 minutes? Oh shit. Well, I hope the flight is smooth. How long is the flight? And hopefully we're able to exist that weekend. That'd be hype if that can occur. But I guess we'll see in time if it's in the cards. I think it's like an hour 35, but we gained back an hour due to time travel, so it's really only 35 minutes. Hell yeah, let's go, half-hour flight. I mean, when I went to Pittsburgh for AGDQ last year, I'm pretty sure that flight on the way back was like 40 or 50 minutes, I'm pretty sure. It was like pretty short. I was like, damn, okay. Short flight moment. That was kind of comfy for that regard, the fact that the flight was just so short. I was down. Would do it again. Would have a short flight like that again whenever possible. Well, I'll have to hear about the Nova Scotia trip next time we are interacting IRL, which maybe will be in a couple weekends, hopefully. Can't remember if you've ever been out west. I have never left Ontario. Well, I've never been while being in Canada. I have never been anywhere other than Ontario. So I've never been to, like, Quebec or anything. I know Quebec's like the classic one that people usually end up going to. But I've never been. I don't know if I would ever be interested in like going out like super far east or west while in Canada. I don't know like what I would go there for specifically. How many states have I been to? I have been to Minnesota, been to Florida, been to is Washington's a state, right? I'm pretty sure that's where HDQ 2019 was. The Minneapolis, Florida, or Minnesota, whatever, Florida, Washington, and oh my god, what was the other one? Oh, fucking Pittsburgh. Is it wherever that is? I definitely I am not a U.S. geography person, nor am I a Canadian geography person. High key in college, in high school, geography was like I did not give a fuck about that class at all. I was like, this class doesn't matter to me remotely. I don't care about this class. And I was like, this shit's boring as fuck. Thankfully, we only had to have like one geography class in high school. That's a huge thank fuck. You know, I remember in that class, my friend, he was like sitting beside me, and he was like showing me something on his phone. So I pulled up my phone to like show whatever we were talking about, and the fucking teacher caught me and not him, and it was like, oh, you gotta bring your phone to the principal's office to get it after class. And it's like, bruh, this bitch. This fucking bitch. I should have ratted out my friend, but like, he was using his phone too. And he would have been upset at me probably. Gotta go. Alright, enjoy the flight. Hopefully there's no delays or anything. They should have an HDQ in Canada, but not Ontario. I mean, realistically, if they ever did have a GDQ in Canada, I feel like it would probably only be in Toronto. I feel like that's like the only place they would ever have it if they did have it in Canada. Which, like, that hotel downtown that we stayed at in Toronto, like that area would high key be pretty lit for a GDQ IMO. There's just like so many things around, and like stuff is open late. Huge plus for GDQ. But I don't know if I would ever see them like actually doing a Canada GDQ. I don't know how hard that'd be to do like logistically, just for like, I don't know, like bringing stuff like across like the border, and like I'm sure there's probably like a good amount of like GDQ people that it's like, oh yeah, I don't have a passport or whatever. I don't know. I went to that one NASA North American Speed Assembly. Does that even exist anymore? I think I like almost went to one of those like a long time ago, and then I never ended up going. I haven't heard that name in a long time. So I have no idea if it's like even still a thing that exists. I'm not too certain. I remember that was basically like, because I think like every time they had it, it was like in Toronto. I'm pretty sure they had like their event. So I guess that was like basically like we have GDQ at home in Canada. I think that was the closest we ever got to my memory. You know, Colorado boy. Hey. How are you today? Did you ever go to? Did you ever go to any of those, Prac, or nah? How goes it? It's going well. Going well. I'm just big chillin'. We're Mario painting it up out here. Half hour into the painting. Gotta hustle. You know, as I always say, like it's like no like actual rush to finish this. Even though I like these not taking too much longer past like the 1 hour mark. Once it gets like past like the hour 30 mark for these paintings, it's just like, all right, I think at that point we're getting like a little bit too long. I know sometimes I'm just like slow with it, and other times I don't know, maybe it's like a more tricky painting to get right, or I'm just like talking a lot, and so I'll just like pause and like not paint, because sometimes when I'm like really deep in like the conversing mode, I'll just like stop painting and just like I'll just like talk for like 10 minutes, which happens at times, which isn't a bad thing per se in its own right, but it's just the speedrunner mindset always leaking through, being like, yep, you need to do everything fast, otherwise it's not good enough. You have to be quick all the time. I always remember my manager at Quiznos. He had the speedrunner gene in him. I feel like low key. He probably just did. He doesn't know it though. Because I remember like he would like tell me certain things like, oh yeah, if you do it this way, like it's faster. And I'm like, oh shit, my guy's out here speedrunning. Snag your TwitchCon ticket now before prices increase on August 2nd. God, that's like one thing that like always deterred me from wanting to even like consider going to a TwitchCon is tickets are so expensive. I mean, I don't know if I ever would even bother going to one, but tickets to TwitchCon are so expensive. Like, I think it's like $150 or something for like a weekend. I'm like, bruh, why is it so expensive? I mean, hell, GDQ's even getting up there with the badges these days, but at least GDQ is like a full week. So it's like, all right, like, you know, at least there's that going for it, but like, damn. I don't know like what warrants TwitchCon tickets being so expensive, or is it just because that they can sell at that price and people buy them anyways? I don't know. I think I remember like some years back, like a bunch of my friends did go to a TwitchCon, and like most of them didn't even get a badge. They just like were just hanging out in the area. I think like they like had like maybe like one of them had a badge, but they were just kind of like sharing it a little bit, if I remember correctly. You didn't hear that from me. Yo, Mad Lad. If I recall correctly, a little back, I said I should watch your streams more often, but you never did. Hey, well, you're here now, though. Feels good. Well, I hope you're well. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes it's like that. You're just busy. Like, I have the problem where it's like, I'm usually watching people's streams, but I just, like, don't talk very frequently because I'm bad at doing it for some reason. I'm just bad at the whole talking thing in people's chats. But also sometimes it's like, this situation occurs where it's like, oh, I don't know, I'm just doing something and it's like, I don't want to get too distracted by, like, typing in chat. And it's like there's other times where it's like, oh, like, I'd want to raid this person after I'm done streaming, but it's like, I really, like, need a bathroom. I really just need to get up and make food. And I don't want to, like, sit here and talk for, like, 20 minutes. Because I don't know. Yeah. I feel bad raiding and not saying anything afterwards. Because it feels like when I raid, it's like, I feel like I have that obligation where it's like, I need to, like, at least talk for a little bit. Personally. But alright, been meaning to work on hobbies, but I get distracted by too many things. Did get a lot of work done today, though. Hell yeah. That's good to hear. That is good. That's good news. Yeah, I'm a mod in like most of my friends' streams, but like I have hardly ever had to really do like actual mod work, which is just thankful. It's just kind of more so like one of those things where it's like, oh, like, you know, we're all friends, so it's like, oh yeah, give each other mod in each other's streams. But then I guess it's also good in case if we do have to do any kind of modding, then we have the power to do so. But I've rarely ever had to like do any actual mod work, thankfully. Yo, G, I like this blaze of color. One might call it blaze of color even. Ooh, some might even call it blaze of color. You're so right. Thank you for the glove. How are you today? Any Heb? Are we at Heb right now? Playing the stream audio through the like speaker system throughout the store? So I can be like, hello, Heb consumers. Yeah, I'm a mod in Monado's stream. But yeah, like I've like hardly ever had to like ban people there or anything. I think I've like the last time I almost banned someone, I was like, I don't know if this person is like if there's like some kind of inside joke or something or what. I don't know. I mean, I'm also thankful that in general, like in my stream also, like I rarely have to ban people. Pretty infrequently I do have to do that, which I'm thankful for. I think other than like random like, you know, just troll or whatever, random literal nobody coming in. I think like the last person like I banned in here, I think was when I was doing my Breath of the Wild playthrough, and this person was just so annoying that was in there. They were just like the biggest like backseater ever. And I tolerated them for way too long, and at some point I just banned them. I was like, which always like feels weird in some ways. Because it's like, this person isn't like, they're not, well, I guess backseating is like kind of a rule, but it's like, they're not like, you know, being like, they're not throwing slurs everywhere, they're not like, you know, doing things that would get someone auto banned usually. It's like they're just being annoying. But it's like at the same time, it's like this is my stream. These are my rules. This is my rules. So I can ban who I want. I think at the end of the day, that's what you have to think about. It's like, well, it's your stream. It's your stream, so you should. If this person is just negatively impacting like the experience, and they definitely got their fair share of warnings. It wasn't just like they backseated and I insta banned them. Like I gave them like warnings. I was like, yo, can you not backseat so much, dude? And they just like kept doing it. Like they gave me the impression of someone who's like a huge Breath of the Wild know-it-all and like just like goes into people's like casual streams just to like be like, oh hey, did you know blah, 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 blah. Like, stop. Stop. That's what I've thought about, like, because I've said in the past, like, oh, I would maybe at one point in time maybe consider playing through like Pokemon Emerald on stream or something. But I was like, how bad of like backseaters would I get potentially if I did that? I wonder how bad it would be. Don't have to ban many people either. Fire so commission artists, bruh. I don't think I've gotten any of those in my streams, like where they just come in and be like, hey, do you need new emotes? Do you need new panels? Yeah, I'm taking commissions, by the way. There was someone in Pope's chat, I think last night, that was like, I don't have audio on, but you can check out my stream if you want. I'm doing like a charity stream for St. Jude or something. And it's like, alright. Alright, then. That copy pasta. Oh yeah, people just kept fucking donating bits with TTS of that guy's message. Yeah, I did experience that. I did see you in chat. I should be like, oh my god, Prac, hey. Well, the good news is, so it's been like 5 days or so, I think, since I've gotten all these new skincare products. The new CeraVe salicylic acid cleanser, new moisturizer, and this sweet almond oil and jojoba oil. And I can say that they feel a lot better. I think it has been making a difference for the skin. So I am happy. Happy that it's actually doing good for me. I think a big one is probably the cleanser, because I am pretty sure the old cleanser I had, it was like this Cetaphil like gentle skin cleanser. That one I am very certain like wasn't really doing anything for me. So I get like pretty oily skin, especially like on like my nose area and like forehead. It gets pretty oily. And I was like, this like gentle skin thing, it is not cutting it for me. Do you ban them or do you warn them before banning them? I mean, if it's someone that comes in and is just like, you know, blatantly a troll or something, or someone just being like really fucking dumb like that, it's like I am definitely immediately banning this person. Like those types of people, I usually don't even like try to acknowledge them, and I just ban them. Because there are definitely people that come in and they're just looking for like attention, who are like being annoying like that, and it's just like, all right, those people, like I just ban them. All right, but that person who I talked about like in my Breath of the Wild playthrough who was being annoying, I don't even remember if I banned them. I think I banned them like when I was offline, so I think I was just thinking about them or something, and I was like, God, I'm fucking sick of this person, and then I banned them. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's how that went down. Speaking of playing games, I played Diablo 3 yesterday. I have never played a game like that before. I was a wizard. I was shooting spells at people. It was kind of fun. I just got to, I was like using this ice beam like for like the entire time basically. I was like, I don't even know if this is like a good spell, but it feels really good. Because they're fucking getting slowed. It's like this beam that goes across the whole screen. This is lit. This is like, I don't care if it's not good. It's good to me. So that was fun. That was a good time. Definitely starts off, at least like the game definitely started off pretty easy, which I guess is good. I guess that'd be kind of lame if it started off like hard AF. So I guess we'll see if we end up like finishing that at some point. Oh yeah, G, I never heard your experience, how the rest of your experience went with your non-ranked repo. Pausers. Did you not see the clip? Did you put it in Candy? There's a ranked repo. Okay, it's kind of like a shit post that we say, like when me, G, and Panza are playing repo, like at some point, I think G started it. We're like, yo, ranked trios. So now like we'll just be like, I'll just be like at G at Panza ranked question mark. But there's unironically a mod for repo that's called ranked repo. So there is unironically a ranked mod for repo, but when I say it, it's just like us playing the game. Which we haven't been playing much lately. I guess because y'all were doing the whole being at GDQ thing, and I was doing the whole being at home thing. Yeah, like the actual ranked repo mod, from what I've seen, it seems like it's just a speedrun thing. Like you get put into a level against like another person, and I assume you're playing the same seed, and it's to see who can finish the level the fastest. And I guess you just do like one level, and then you win or lose, and you get put back in the lobby, and then you go again against someone else. So I guess it's a pretty like fast-paced sort of thing, but it's like it's a whole speedrun aspect, and it's like, you know, I do be speedrunning, but I don't think Repo is the sort of game that I would like doing speedruns of. Cats put it in Twitch. I did not. Well, maybe I clicked on it and. Oh, okay. I'll look at it after I'm done with this painting. I'm clicked on the channel, so I'll remember. I'm clicked on the Twitch clips channel, so I will remember, hopefully. Your face and head gets oily even though you wash your face with soap and water every night and shower every other night. Okay, so that's the thing. Yeah, so if your face gets really oily, yeah, you should look into like a salicylic acid cleanser. But also washing your face with like soap, like a bar of soap, isn't very good for your face. If you're doing that, because that like super like dries out your skin. So I would recommend against doing that, personally. You started playing the game recently with IRL friends, but right now we're just enjoying it casually. And hey, that's the way to go, right? That's the way to be. Yeah, I was used to like getting like so many beta updates because like the game like they release like the full like actual new update that's in the live main build like a month ago at this point or so. They pushed that out finally because they were doing like only beta updates for like a month or two. But I think like they took a bit of a break after they finally pushed out like the new build to like the public version. So I guess I'm like, damn, it's been a while since we've gotten any updates for it. I'm curious what other new things will be acquired. I wonder when we're gonna get new enemies in Repo. Also, when are they gonna remove the upscream? When are they gonna remove that enemy from the game? I don't think there's a single person that likes that enemy. That enemy just blows extremely hard, high key. And it just isn't fun to interact with. Real, yeah, for real, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the upscream is definitely one of the enemies of all time that has been created by mankind. You know, high key, IMO. I think the way you balance it, other than removing it from the game, because it just sucks so much, make it so it just doesn't deal damage. Because I feel like its main scary point is in higher levels when it's just like, oops, it can fling you into a pit randomly. Which also isn't very fun when it's like, oops, it walks up to you and just like auto hits you without any counterplay pretty much if you don't have like a weapon or like if you can't grab it in time before it like gets to you. But it's like, that's like the main thing. It's like it throwing you into a pit. So it's like, just make it so it doesn't even deal damage. Or make it so it deals less damage. Because in one of the betas, they buffed how much damage it does for some reason. I'm like, why? Like, that seemed like a one-head decision to change that. We're just waiting until I add Mac support. There's one IRL friend of yours who only has Mac and can't play the game. That is unfortunate. That's like one unlucky thing. It's like if you're like a Mac user and also a gamer, it's like there's just so many like compatibility issues you might come across with games. I don't know if games these days are more likely to have like Mac support or not, because I honestly don't know why. Like maybe just because your average person has like a Windows computer, so it's like, oh, let's make this game for Windows, and I would assume there's probably some kind of like programming differences in like how a game would function on a Mac versus a Windows computer, question mark, or just like the operating system in general. That I'm not familiar with at all. That sort of stuff. High key. I don't know if it could be possible to like, if that friend set up like dual booting to like have like Windows as a thing they could load on their computer, but I don't know if it's like a software thing or a hardware thing that's like would a Mac running Windows, does that run games fine, or does it still like have compatibility issues because it's different parts and such? Ah, I see. And especially, and like it might not even like be worth doing. I don't know. Are repo devs like adding Mac support? Like, is that something they said was coming soon, or is it just like hoping that it comes soon? Yeah, I'm definitely thankful that I am not a Mac user. Even for like streaming purposes, I don't know like how if OBS has like compatibility problems with Mac in today's day, because I'm pretty sure like OBS used to have like issues with Macs some years back, if I remember correctly. Yeah, even though I do have a MacBook, I don't use it anymore. It's literally only used these days for watching videos while in the bath. That's the only thing I use my MacBook for. A $2,600 video watching device is what it's used for these days. But the only reason why I even have a MacBook in the first place is because for college, for my program, they were like, you have to have a MacBook for this program, otherwise like you're not allowed to like continue the course or whatever. And it's like, bruh. I guess MacBooks don't get many viruses. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. I feel like I've always heard that though. Yeah, like Macs don't really get viruses though. I don't know if I've ever had a virus on my computer. I mean, maybe I have. I don't know. I feel like I've heard of like some like old school viruses where it's like more of like a troll where it's like, oh yeah, like if you try and like do this on your computer, it just like does this instead or whatever. Because I don't know, I don't know like how easy it is to even get like a virus on your computer these days. Like if viruses are still even like widespread at all, or like are anti, because like I don't even use any like external like antivirus stuff. I don't know. I feel like some people swear by like using like antivirus programs, and like other people are like they're like literally a waste of time or whatever. So I don't know. I'm honestly not sure about that. I haven't had any problems, so I guess we'll just keep doing what I'm doing. You know, the other day, I randomly had this issue on my computer where, like, I left, like, my computer was on, I AFK'd for, like, however long, and then I came back, and my computer was just in the BIOS for some reason. I'm like, bruh, why? And it just wouldn't boot. And when I was looking through the BIOS, I noticed that like my my drive with Windows on it just wasn't being detected. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what is literally happening right now? The only thing I could think of that caused it, because like it ended up being fine after like I like reset like my BIOS. I just like loaded optimized defaults and restart my computer, and it was fine. The only thing I could think of is I had like an underclock on my CPU setup through my BIOS, but it never caused me any issues. Like I never had any problems with it. Like I never had like that. That was just super weird. Like I don't fully understand it, if that even was the problem. So I was like, I guess I'm just gonna not undervolt my CPU. So that happened. I was like a little monka. It's like do not want to deal with that. The only thing your university asks for is certain specs. Anything better than potato is good. Yeah, because I took a graphic design class in college when I was there, and I don't regret taking it. But yeah, it was really kind of dumb that they were like, you have to have a MacBook. Even though at a certain point in the course, I just like stopped using my Mac for projects and used my PC at home because it just ran everything better. I was like, this is just more convenient, and having like a second monitor like was just convenient. Like the screen was bigger. It was just a better experience for me. But their reasoning as to why we had to have a MacBook for my course was because if you have a problem with your Mac or with your computer, like if you have a Mac, the teachers are gonna know how to help you. But if you have like a Windows PC, they might not know how to help you. But then fast forward, in my final semester, we had a motion graphics class, and the teacher is using a fucking Windows laptop to teach the class. I'm like, okay, so never fucking mind that. And it would have been one thing if they gave, like if we had some kind of discount or something, but no, it was just go get a MacBook, asshole. So like I bought like my MacBook like secondhand. Like it was like basically new. Well, I'm pretty sure it was pretty much new. Like they didn't really use it. I forget like what they said they even got it for in the first place, but it was like unused. Came with the box and everything, and it was still, yeah, like $2,500 Canadian for something that was worth. And I got that in it was mid 2017. I got that, and that thing was worse than my desktop PC and more expensive than my desktop PC that I had built in like 2015. I was like, yay, I'm glad this thing is worse and more expensive than my computer I already had. Teacher sounds like a hypocrite. I mean, that motion graphics teacher, like, I don't even remember who that guy was off the top of my head. Like, that's definitely somebody I do not remember. But like, I'm sure that guy wasn't making the rules or anything. Maybe it's some like enforcement thing, like maybe like the college had some kind of like partnership with Apple, and it's like, oh, you have to like you have your students using Macs for your program, something something. But so that's a thing. That's a thing that occurred in my time. But that's probably way less expensive than like some other college classes that people take, because like I definitely hear of like some people where it's like, oh yeah, like the books they have to buy, like it's like every semester they have to buy like these crazy overpriced books. And like, you know, I remember in my first semester of my program, we had like an English communications class, and in that was the only class I ever bought the book for, because we did not have to like use books at all for my graphic design like actual main classes. But for some of like my electives, it was like, oh yeah, you're supposed to get this book, and I super didn't buy any of them, honestly. But this book for like the English communications class, I swear we used like barely anything from that book. Like anything that we used, it was like you could literally could just given us like a printout of this. Like I think there was like a couple of pages we looked at in there, and then there was like a few like stories that we looked at that were like also a couple pages long that were like you could have literally just printed these out. Like I'm sure it wasn't like the teacher's decision, I imagine. She was pretty chill. She was pretty chill, honestly. Whatever her name was, don't remember her name or anything, but she was chill. But I've definitely also heard of people like college professors being like straight up telling them like, yeah, you don't need to buy the book for this class. And actually for one of my graphic design classes, I remember like we were supposed to get a book at one point, and I remember like the teacher straight up told us like, oh yeah, you can like buy it from this website for like really cheap. And I think me and like a couple of my friends in that class, we like split the cost and bought like a digital copy for like, I think I paid like $9 or something. And then throughout the entire class, I never looked at that book a single time. Because one, I honestly didn't know how to access it, and I just never felt like asking anybody. But then we just like never needed it. So I was like, why did you even like why did we even get this book in the first place? But like I'll hear of like some like classes where it's like, oh, every single semester you have to buy this like $2,000 book or something, and you have to buy it like brand new, because like I know some are like, oh, it comes with like a digital like key or something that you need, and it has to be the new edition, it can't be like a secondhand one from last year or something. Universities have been pretty chill that so far. For certain subjects we don't use the textbook too much, so we just get PDFs of them, and the books we actually have to pay are used a lot. And it's like, I don't know, I feel like there's just like those scenarios, like they should be just provided, honestly. Because your average college student's already struggling in the first place. Especially when classes, yeah, are like, you have to buy this brand new copy of the book and you can't buy it secondhand. Like, come on. Like, hell, Why just I would just give the students like a $10 fee each for like printing out copies or whatever. I don't know how expensive it is like photocopying a bunch of things, but like I don't know. Is it really that expensive? I literally don't know. But like I also assume most cases for those classes like where you get a book, it's like after the class is like done, you probably aren't going to use the book anymore. So at that point, it's just like pointless to have. And it's really lame how schooling just actively tries to like scam students as much as they possibly can. Like I remember, because like you know my schooling was definitely not as expensive as some of my friends I've heard, but I know my schooling, they had us like enrolled in this like it was like this health insurance plan thingy or something that they like just never told you about. Like the only way you would know about it is if you were actively like searching for it. And I remember like just seeing like looking through like my like tuition fees like one semester, and I forget if I found it or if like one of like my friends like pointed it out, but it was just like, yep, you're paying like an extra like 200 or something every semester for like this insurance thing that you're probably not using. And like you could opt out of it, but they, you know, they obviously they didn't make it clear that that was a thing that you were even paying for. One of those like hidden fees sort of deals, which is extremely cringe and honestly shouldn't be a thing. So it was like I think by like my second last semester or something, I like opted out of it because I became aware of it finally. It's like, geez. Just lame. Just lame all around. Personally. Yeah, I'm definitely fortunate in my program. I wonder how much more expensive it is now, because I took my program from 2018 to 2020. I wonder if it's like gone up like hella in price or something by now. But sorry, I lost my train of thought for a sec there. Because I remember like one of my friends saying how much like their like tuition cost, who was like taking a program in America, and I remember that their one semester of their program costed as much as my entire tuition did for like all semesters combined. I was like, bruh, that is extremely fucked. How expensive yours is in comparison. The fact that one semester for you equals my entire thing is insane. It's easy for the government to do these things since they make more and basically rich. They can easily get their kids into any college they want. Yeah, these people with all the power don't care about you. That's for sure. Unfortunately. Don't care about any of us. And the moral of the story is here, there's a lot of cringe people in the world. Shit, that was the wrong color. That's the takeaway here. There's a lot of cringe people out there. I just think it's like kind of insane though, like especially if you think of like elementary and like high school teachers, for example, like they're like severely underpaid. And I know it's like many things where it's like, oh, if like they want to get like if they want to get something for the classroom, like that's just out of like the teacher's pocket. Like that's not like a school budget they're given. It's just like, yep, you have to just pay for that yourself. Like, what's that? You want more supplies for your classroom? Nope, pay for that yourself. Like, I don't know if this is like an everywhere thing, but I remember like in elementary school growing up, like they would give you like a little list at the start of the year of like things like that you'll need like for the year. And I always remember like it was usually like they would want you to bring in like Kleenex or something. I guess so the teacher wouldn't have to be out here buying like a bunch of Kleenex for the class. Kinda messed up. So yo Owl, what's good? How are you? Be working today? Is that cunt? Or no? If it helps, y'all can see the slight new adjustment to my layout once I start in a little bit here. Nobody panic, but I changed my live split font. Nobody panic. But it's gonna look a little different. But I think it looks good. I think it ended up looking good in the end. So Pog. Huge Pog for me. We're after working the weekend shift. Damn. Well, hopefully you have your triple shot espresso today to keep you energized all day. I have no idea how my flute teacher gets paid, but whatever it is, it should be more because he's so fucking good at his job. Exactly. And it's like, especially for like you know, obviously like all teachers are important, but it's like, especially I feel like teachers of like younger grades and such, it's like I feel like that's like a pretty important thing. I don't know, you know, making sure these students are going down like a good path early on. Hell, I remember like when I was in like grade 3 or something, I think. Like I remember hearing from my brother about like this teacher who was like one of the teachers for like math or something, and like the grade that I was about to be going into, and like I don't remember what her name was. I do not remember that teacher's name, but I only ever heard like she was like horrible, was like just an awful person and whatnot, and was like mean and all that shit. And I guess by the time like I could have had the possibility of having her as a teacher, she like retired, and I was like, thank fuck. I giga dodged that one. But it's just like, I don't understand how people like that become a teacher. Like people who like are a teacher, but it seems like they just like hate like their job or hate like students or whatever. It's like, Like I would probably be a terrible teacher. Well, at least I definitely couldn't teach like younger grades. I would not like that. But it's like, you know, why are these people doing that? Like, these people shouldn't even be like in that position in the first place if they're so unpleasant to be with. I just don't understand how that like gets to becoming a thing. I don't get it. And I remember my grade 5 teacher, she was like, I don't know, like she was nice at times, but then she had like random times where she would just be like a huge asshole to like the students. And I remember there was one time where I was like sick, and so my brother, he like went into like my classroom to get like homework for me. And I remember that supposedly when he like showed up, she was just like yelling at like the entire class, and it's just like, bruh. That's an insane bruh moment right there. Just yelling at like the entire class. Like, what are you on, girl? And it's like these are like 9-year-olds or 10-year-olds, like something like that. It's like, you know, I think it'd be like one thing, I guess, maybe if it was like, you know, if you were teaching like a college class or something and people were being extremely like disruptive and like, you know, you're teaching like adults, it's like, I think that's maybe a little bit more understandable, but it's like you're teaching like children, dude. Like, chill. These people are not even like real people yet. He just talked Dutch equals mother tongue during lessons and be incredibly cynical. Discuss with someone, and in the end, I literally told him I hate his teaching style. Damn, go off. This is like my classic, my photography teacher in college. He was awful. He was just like an asshole. And that was the class that we had to have for, of course, like the entirety of my schooling in college. But I remember like nobody liked him really. He was just like a huge asshole. Like I remember like there was this one time in class where we learned about this thing previously called like the inverse square law, where I think it's basically like, oh, if you have like a light source, like the closer you are to it, like, oh, what the fuck even is it? I guess like basically the point of it is to be like, oh, you don't want like if you're taking a portrait of someone, like you don't want like the light source like super close to them, because otherwise it creates like all these like drastic shadows behind them, unless it's what you're going for. But it's like basically TLDR, have your light sources like kind of like further away from things, I think, whatever, basically. And I remember like one time in class, he was basically just like talking, and he was just like, yeah, like what's like the name of like that, or like what's like what is the inverse square law, and like nobody said anything, and he literally just like stood there. He was like, well, I'm just gonna wait until somebody can say like what it is or whatever. And it's just like, bruh. But I think one of the biggest like what the fuck moments for me, other than him just being like just overall just kind of like an asshole-ish kind of person, I remember like we had this project where we had to take pictures of like packages of gum, because it was gonna be like a two-part thing where it was like we have like a photography aspect of it where it's like you have to take these like good pictures of like these gum packages that we were provided by him, and we had to like the second part was gonna be to make a poster out of it, which like, you know, in like Photoshop and post for the second part of it, we were gonna be able to like edit it, you know, like touch it up, you know, do a little like tweaking to it to make it like look all like pristine and perfect and whatnot. But for like the photography portion, we had to submit like a raw unedited photo, of this gum package. Adge, I'll hold on. I'll hold on. Don't you worry, Mad Lad, who can't hear me right now because he's in an edge. Don't worry, I'm being the Chad streamer, waiting for the story to be over, or waiting for the ad to be over to continue the story. Also, I'm at the hour-and-a-half mark almost. I need to finish up this painting. Are we out of the Edge now? Question mark. I guess this is going in the Mario Paint VOD. Fuck it. Why not? I hope we're not Edge anymore. Word, Colorado boy. Yeah. People who are just blatant assholes like that need to be told off. Alright, well, if any parts were missed, so yeah. So for this project, we had to take pictures of gum, and for the photography portion of the project, we had to submit like a raw photo of the gum, unedited, just the photo, no Photoshop whatsoever. And so it's like, okay, you know, take the picture, you know, like make sure like the base lighting is like good and like it's in focus and it's like just a good picture of the gum. And I remember he like took marks off people if like there was like you know, like bends in like the like package of the gum, or if there, you know, if like the paint was chipped off here. Like I remember I heard he like took marks off for that, and it's like, you fucking gave us these packages of gum, and the whole point is that we had to submit a raw photo. Like what are you on? Hello? Like, that was the whole point of that. Like, the whole point is that it's not gonna be a perfect product, like, from raw. Like, even if I went to, like Stride Gum, I don't remember what kind of gum it was, but I went to Stride Gum's, like, gum factory production line and grabbed a box. Like, it's very possible that it might not even be perfect there. But it's like the fact that you're providing us this gum package and then docking marks off people because the gum isn't perfect, when that's such an unrealistic like expectation to even have, because it's like, it's not like we made the gum packaging. It's not like the project was like to print out like a gum like box and like label and like make it ourselves. Like, that wasn't the project. I'm pretty sure I remember, like, because one of our other teachers in that program, he, like, a different guy who was a Giga Chad, definitely like a top tier teacher in my program. He was like, I guess like one of like the big like guys in the graphic design, like just program overall, in terms of, I guess, like admin stuff, whatever. I don't know what kind of terminology you'd use for that, but I'm pretty sure like people like were complaining to him about this teacher. And after some point, this guy, like the photography teacher, became like better. Like, he stopped being so much of an asshole. Maybe like the other teachers like were like, yeah, the students don't like you or something, maybe. I don't know, I didn't like him. That guy honestly made me be like, I will never probably ever consider doing any professional photography stuff, because this class is just, I hate this class so much. So like, that teacher kind of ruined any like want I could have ever potentially had for like professional photography stuff, because that class was so like, just because of that teacher, he was so bad. Also, yo Shaggy, how are you? Okay, should I wrap this up finally? What do we think? I think maybe we call that done, because I think I've definitely worked this painting as much as it needs to be worked. So now that I got that story into the VOD, I'm gonna guess we'll end it there. So done. GG's. Thanks for watching this week's painting, and I'll see you next time for season 7. Ooh. Bye, YouTube.